So I'm in Sacramento for 2 days for a conference for my job. It is put on by the USDA and all the people that are in charge of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, which is food stamps. And we do our nutrition education with funding from them. And we had a really dynamic speaker today. His name is Dr. Acomb. We'll just call him Dr. Acomb. And he got me thinking about where I am in my work. When I started this work, I really wanted to affect people like me, young Black women who may not understand the link and how strong the link is between the outcomes of ourselves and our children and the foods that we eat, and then understanding that there is an issue of justice when we think about the food that's available to us in our environments, in the hood, right? And so when I started this work, I entered from the point of food because, number one, it was something that was affecting my life and my family's life at the time, but also I wanted people to feed themselves better so that we don't die from diet-related diseases and squander all the things that our ancestors fought for us for, and so that people could start to look at food justice. And hopefully if they start looking at that issue of justice, they will then be able to look at other issues of justice and either get involved or support the people around them that are doing work to help uplift our community. But I'm coming to understand that that might not be the best way to go, because there are other issues that are pressing and food is not at the top of the priorities list. In the 7 years that I've been doing this work, I have not affected the people that I wanted to affect. We get a big show up from the Latino community, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate that they take this information, that they use it in their households, that they share it with their family members in their community. But my Black people are not coming to my classes. They're not coming to my events unless I'm giving out something for free. They are not concerning themselves with food and health and food justice. And I think that it is because food justice and nutrition right now are not a high priority in the hierarchy of needs. I think that housing is high on the list for priorities. I think that police brutality, I think joblessness and economic opportunity for our people and our youth are high. I don't think food is high on the priority of needs right now. And even though it is really important to feed ourselves and our children in a way that will help us soar, we are what we eat. Our bodies and our brains are built on what we put in our body. I don't think that that's high on the list. And so that tells me two things. It tells me that my work needs to do a lot more in changing the built environment so that people can see fresh fruits and vegetables and have as much access to those, if not more, as they do to fast food chains. So that it's not so difficult to have to make the decision to eat healthy food, right? If it's something that you don't really have to think about, the same way you don't have to think about grabbing something off the dollar menu, then it will be easier for people to make those decisions. Also, I think I need to approach my work in a different way. I think we're in a time where Black millennials are moved by media, right? We're moved by what we see on Instagram and E! And VH1, and I think that we need to do more work in telling our stories and showing what our communities are dealing with through media. And I have the means and the resources to do that, and so I think that in this year that's something that I'm gonna focus on, because this world belongs to us. We built it. We built the wealth that is in this country. And I'm not saying that that's something that we should focus on, but what we do need to focus on is that the things that this earth has provided are here for us. And if we embrace them, if we take care of them, everything will be on our side. And that's something I've seen in my own life when I started to eat better and feed my children in a better way, when I started to use medicines that come from herbs and plants, when I started to walk in the direction that I was being led, and just live a more like loving and holistic life. Like, I never fall. Things don't go backward for me and my family. They always go forward. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way. It's just, imagine if all of our people were on that same page, right? Imagine all of the issues within our community that we could solve. And I promise you, once the Black community kind of comes to terms with and gets past the issues in our community, we're gonna solve the issues of the world. So I have some work to do. I'm excited about it, but it's also daunting. And now I'm about to go eat some Ethiopian food. So bye.